Sweet looking Scout. Oh. Alright, time to pick up our baggage.
Billy B, congratulations. Ben Man, congratulations, man.
Southwest Airlines and this flight crew, we'd like to be the first to welcome you to Austin.
I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. I knew those 37s would mess his Jeep up. No, calm down, everything is fine. But I did have some regear issues that I think some of you guys will find helpful or just entertaining. But, you know, before I get into that, I must say, you know, thank you to the subscribers who asked me to do more of these style of vlogs. You know, around a year ago when I first started doing these style of driving Jeep vlogs, I didn't think anyone would really, you know, take to it. But I said, hey, what the heck, I like doing them, and if people like watching them, then awesome. So thank you to all the supporters that, you know, like what I do and support what I do, and the people that asked me to do them. So I just wrapped up the Spiderwebshade gift card contest. Gift cards are in the mail. Thank you everyone that entered. Congrats to Billy B and Ben Man, who each won a $100 Spiderwebshade gift card. Again, thank you guys. I had a blast doing this. And I just thought announcing the winners from Las Vegas, where we went to watch UFC 200 for Fight Week, would be really cool. So thank you subscribers, and thank you Spiderwebshade. So yeah, I just wanted to share some issues I had with the regear. And just some things to look out for if you plan on regearing. So after a few hundred miles or so post regear, I visually inspected under the Jeep, and one thing that caught my eye was there was some gear oil near the backing plates and the dust shields in the rear. You know, first thing that came to my mind was, great, now I got to deal with new leaks. But I cleaned everything up, I monitored it, and everything actually turned out fine. What it ended up being was just some residual gear oil that spilt out of the axle tube during the removal of the shafts. So that, yeah, that ended up being nothing, luckily. So just keep that in mind. If you see something similar to the pics I just showed you, you know, it's probably nothing. However, I would still look into it. So for the second issue, after putting in some more miles, I performed another visual inspection, and I noticed that the rear pinion seal area was leaking. So this was a lot more obvious. I mean, as you can see by the pics, it wasn't dripping on the garage floor, but it was definitely pooling up underneath the diff. So I swung by the Jeep shop, and it was interesting. As soon as I mentioned to the mechanic that the rear pinion seal was leaking, he immediately asked me if I recently regeared. So what I found out after, you know, picking his brain for about 10 minutes is that, you know, sometimes when you use a master install kit, mine happened to be a G2, once in a while you'll get a bad part, and this one happened to be a bad pinion seal. So we swapped it out with an OEM seal, cleaned it all up, everything is all good now, no more leaking. I topped it off with gear oil, and it's all fine now. So just another thing to look out for. And the third and final thing that I wanted to cover, you know, this is something that happened during the actual regear process. The one thing that could have been easily avoided was actually due to human error. So even though you trust your local Jeep shop to do an outstanding job, it's the little things that are often missed. So I picked up the Jeep from having it regeared at the shop, and everything sounded and felt pretty good, but you know, there was something that just felt a little off, especially with the shift points in general. But hey, I'm on 488 gears now, 37-inch tires now. Maybe that's just how things are during the break-in period. Well, you know, I couldn't leave it alone, and I'm glad I investigated the issue a little bit more deeply. So in my case, the shop took the Superchips Flashcal and calibrated for 4 to 8 gears. However, they didn't change the tire size on the Flashcal to 37s and left the old tire size as if I was still running 35s. So as soon as I recalibrated, things felt much better, much more dialed in. So, you know, I would just make sure to at least check your calibration settings right after a regear. More than likely, the shop will make sure it gets calibrated correctly, but, you know, why not just verify, especially if you suspect something to be off. You know, it doesn't take long to hook up the Flashcal and go to the settings section to see where everything's at. You know, another thing I could have done is I could have just been more proactive and calibrated for the new tire size before dropping off the Jeep, you know, to get regeared. But again, everything's fine now. All is well that ends well. So there you guys have it. I know a few of you who follow the channel have recently regeared. One subscriber in particular, Jasunto, he recently went to 488 gears and is getting 37s put on his JKU. I believe he's also getting Method Race Wheel 105 beadlocks. I think that's a great looking lightweight beadlock, especially for the cost. I absolutely love my Method wheels, and you know, they seem to be a great you know, company overall. Anyway, Jason, keep me posted on the build and how things are going, man. So, you know, hopefully this will just give you some insight into what will or could potentially happen with regearing. But again, you know, that's what the channel's for, to spread the good Jeep word and talk about Jeeps, you know, with each other. Oh, on a side note, I have a major upgrade coming, so stay tuned for that. There was some delays on a previous upgrade, but that was actually a good thing because I've decided that I wanted to go a little bit bigger, a little bit better. So you guys will just have to wait and stay tuned for the next mod. But it's pretty major, so I'm really excited about that. Oh, by the way, if you guys want first knowledge of, you know, what mods are going in next, if you go to my Instagram and Twitter, excuse me, you'll know way in advance of me posting to YouTube. I typically post there in real time, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter at jeeparmyusa. And as always, thank you all for watching. I hope this vlog was helpful and entertaining. Please like, as it really helps the channel grow. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.